On the phone with me now, he played guitar in the 80s for Dokken, also played for Lynch Mob for a number of years, still in Lynch Mob, and he has a new project now called T&N with Jeff Pilson and Mick Brown. George Lynch is on the phone. George, how you doing today?
Hey, Joey. Good morning.
Good morning. You've got a lot of stuff coming up. You got a lot of projects you were just telling me about before we started the interview. But the current one, the one we're going to talk about today, for the most part, is T&N. And you guys have a new album out in stores. The album is called Slave to the Empire.
Slave to the Empire.
Uh-huh. And what that album is you with Jeff Pilson and Mick Brown and a slew of special guests, but also you're doing some original stuff, and you guys revamped some of the old Dokken stuff on this record.
Correct. Yeah. It was originally called, the working title of the record was Dump the Chump. Dokken without the singer. But we got Doug Pinnick on vocals doing Tooth and Nail. We've got Sebastian Bach doing Alone Again. We've got Ripper Owens on there from Judas Priest and Dio's Disciples doing Kiss of Death, and Robert Mason from Warrant doing Not Love.
And with Tim Ripper Owens and Sebastian Bach, those are just two guys that when I hear those names, I just think metal. What was it like having those guys and also having like Robert Mason and Doug Pinnick in the studio with you guys?
Only two of them were in the studio with us. The other two did their tracks remotely because they live in other parts of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian was wonderful. Kind of a party guy. He's got this kind of wild and crazy personality, but he takes his stuff very seriously, and he really drilled down and respectfully honored the song because it had influenced him. His interpretation of Alone Again is very true to the original, but yet it sounds like it could be on an early Skid Row record. He really did a wonderful job on it. For people that like that kind of music. Ripper actually kind of surprised me because I know Ripper from his days in Judas Priest, and I was expecting Rob Halford, which is what he did.
Yeah.
And then he was not in the studio. He did his tracks at his studio and sent them in, and all of a sudden he was Ronnie James Dio.
And I guess like with the other songs, the original songs, like the story behind these songs are really interesting to me. They started out as songs you were writing for a brand new Lynch Mob record, and then they became a different project altogether.
Yeah, because Jeff and I had done the work, and we sort of put the stuff on the back burner when the band, rightly so, rejected it because they felt it really wasn't Lynch Mobby enough, which is probably true.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought, well, we got all this stuff. What are we going to do with it? And Brian Tichy, who also plays drums on the record, and always has lots of wonderful ideas for projects and bands. We were on the bus one day because he was in Lynch Mob, and he we were just riffing afterwards, talking, and he thought, you should put a band together and call it Tooth and Nail, and do some Dokken songs, and bring Mick in, and you and Jeff, and we did it. We go, well, we got all these songs, let's do something with it, and it was just sort of one of those kind of happy accident things that was a good idea. We actually followed through on it. You take music very seriously, and you put a lot of effort and work into your records and so forth, and it's sort of ironic that the silly ideas, not that this is a silly idea, but the silly ideas that you have are probably the ones that would most succeed in the marketplace if you actually were to follow through. So.
And with following through with the idea of getting Mick Brown in, and you and Jeff Pilson, recording a record together, I mean, you've known these guys for most of your life. How is it, getting the old gang back together and doing a brand new record, brand new songs, independent of what you've done in the past?
Well, it was kind of a full circle experience in that, it had been decades since we've done that. So, and we're all older now and wiser, and we've gone through a lot of things, and to come back in a room and be playing together, it was funny how things had never really changed, essentially. I mean, everything had changed, but nothing had changed.
Yeah.
We were just having a blast, we're just goofing off and having fun and joking around, and when we played together, it was like we'd never left the room.
And I watched a YouTube video where it shows you guys doing some behind-the-scenes stuff, also an interview, and it looks like you guys are just having a blast laying these songs down.
We enjoy playing with each other and hanging out, and that means a lot, actually. Because that permeates into the music. I mean, when you have a good working relationship and good chemistry and you enjoy what you're doing, that translates into the record, and it makes it a lot easier, you know. I mean, it's work, but at the same time, when you can enjoy yourself, that makes it a lot better.
Now, I see on your guys' Facebook page also that you just shot a music video for Slave to the Empire. When can we expect to see that on YouTube, or if any music video channels still play music videos, when can we expect to see that on TV sometime?
Yeah, we're not actually going to do a music video. We're going to do we all get in a house together in New Jersey, and we show all the relationship problems and interactions of the people that live in this house. Yeah, it's in the can. We did the video. It was actually a blast. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, it'll be out in a couple of weeks, I'd imagine.
And once again, that new album in stores now is called Slave to the Empire. The group is called T&N. It features George Lynch, who I have on the phone with me, Jeff Pilson, Mick Brown, and a slew of special guests on this thing. You got to check it out. It's T&N. George Lynch, thank you for calling in. Thanks for giving us your time today.
No problem, Joey. I appreciate it. Hope to see you on